A Dance Brew is a representation of my Dancer in Residency programme here at Firkin Crane since 2012. The idea behind a Dance Brew is promotion of a professional dance field in Cork and the expansion of that field. So it incorporates community dance, it incorporates emerging choreographers and dance artists, and professional dancers and dance work. So it's kind of putting them all in the same building over the same night, so the audience can take a journey from seeing community dance work into works in progress, and then to see a finished final professional dance piece. It does have that sensation of you come in and you see different age groups dancing, and you see different people dancing at different levels. So they see works in progress, and they see people, you know, who have pieces that aren't quite finished. So it's a nice opportunity, I feel, for the audience to engage in that, like that non-polished, non-perfected work.
We're performing, and I'm so excited. We're performing Folders, which is what we've been working on for 3 weeks now, and it's been so amazing to see it come together, and it's finally happening.
It's a community dance project. It's with 8 teenagers from Cork City, and I've been working alongside Astrid Walsh, who's a visual artist who makes these massive paper figures. And the teenagers are engaging with the paper figures during the performance, so the choreography is made around Astrid's work.
She works very visually anyway, so she understands the image, you know, that she's creating with the dance. So that to me is fascinating, this kind of, that, like, contemporary dance as a visual language. These two things are, they're languages without words, and that's why I think they feed each other really, really well.
So the teenagers have been really working with a visual artist in making the figures with us, and they've been working with me on the movement side of things as well, and creating the choreography. So they've worked out how to create choreography within costumes. So within the dresses, which can sometimes be a little bit restricted, they have to work out how to move within this kind of framework, which has been quite fun.
It's a journey, basically. At the start, the paper is kind of just paper and it's dead, and then we bring it to life on a journey, the paper figures, and going through and making it come to life, and kind of we becoming the paper almost.
It's kind of this creation of a world in front of your eyes, and I think that really it really goes well as well with the age group, you know, because they're kind of in between childhood and womanhood, and they're becoming now, and they're, you know, so in that way it's reflected nicely in the piece, this kind of becoming something and creating each other and being created, that kind of reciprocal kind of thing.
Just paper and dance and paper figures. But it's really nice to watch, and it's really nice to be in and dancing it. It's lovely.
The whole thing was amazing. It was a huge experience for me, and like at the start it was a very strange thing to be doing. Like I didn't really understand it at the start, but now I completely understand it, and it came together so beautiful. It's really great.
It's just when you're standing at the side and you just catch a glimpse of it, you're like, oh, I'm dancing in that, like.
I hope that they have a wider understanding of what dance can be today. So that it can be choreography, it can be movement, it can be working with artists of other disciplines, it can be working with the sound score, costume, and interrelating all of these fields, and that they can get a kind of an overall idea of how dance can work in a professional arena.
Mundo Bar is a contemporary dance performance piece created by myself and Laura Murphy.
And we premiered it 9 months ago, and we've performed it nationally and internationally since.
And it's a dance piece that's a duet based upon two people striving for equilibrium.
It's highly physical, and there's no props, and it's just Rob and I on stage for 40 minutes, sharing our work with you. So Mundo Bar is a duet between a man and a woman, and it's about relationships, but not necessarily a relationship between a man and a woman. It could have been a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or an elder and a child. So it's about equilibrium and balance. So Rob and I worked a lot with how to physicalize these words, and how do we find balance between two bodies, and how do we find balance in choreography. And once we find this balance, how do we sustain it, which is kind of impossible. So it's like breaking and then reforming it and then breaking it again. So it's about, I suppose, the physicalization of what a relationship may or may not be, in that it ebbs and flows from perfection with cracks, and then back to perfection, and then more cracks.
And in a way, I think that's probably the main success of Mundo Bar, because it really is something that people just look at and they know that they can relate to. And I guess that's where the real enjoyment factor and the honesty comes from, and the energy is built from that. It's basically inviting the audience in to look at the highs and the lows, the ins and the outs, and I suppose the happy and the sad moments of the physicality and the mentality that it is between two people trying to exist at the same place at the same time.
So I'm involved through the inquiry program, and I've been developing or starting to develop a piece called Traces of the Hand, and I'll be showing a short section of it, of work in progress on the Dance Brew.
The purpose of Open Inquiry is for dance artists and choreographers to share their work in progress at whatever stage of development it might be with an audience. It's artist focused, so the artists who are performing and sharing their work would have questions themselves about the development of it, and hopefully the Open Inquiry can feed into that development. Long term, the aim would be that the people who are making work in Open Inquiry would have professional work and move it on to whatever level they want to, and bring it to other cities or to show it here on the main stage as a full finished piece, should they wish.
It has a very big impact actually. It really offers the opportunity to go into the studio and just have time to experiment and to work on your own without the pressure of having to immediately show something. And so it's really allowed to lie the seed for a new piece of work.
There's a lot of people involved, and everyone has really managed whatever they're doing within the Dance Brew really well and very professionally, from the teenagers like right through to the professional dancers and producing and sound. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see it all kick off.
So you're getting this rainbow of what it is that Cork City, the artists of Cork City, are able to make and entertain and deliver to you for a really great evening of professional contemporary work.
Most of the people in it are from Cork, and hopefully with the community cast that they will develop into the next generation of dancers, the next generation of creators, and that will feed into a longer term sustainable dance practice here.
Like, we're part of the Cork Midsummer Festival, that if you said that, everyone knows what that is. And I've been going to see things in it for years, and now I'm part of it, which feels really amazing.
That I'm a part of something, you feel like you're part of Cork and a part of this festival and stuff, and it's great.
You know, and I think Cork City really is quite an exciting city, because I think Cork people have this identity and they're really proud of who they are, and they hold that really integral part, and it's their art and it's their creativity. And you can see it everywhere. You can see it in the streets, you can see it in all the museums, you can just see it in the people. And I think the Dancer in Residence program really does embody that interest and that need, and I really hope it does continue for many years to come.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone, because it was amazing, and it's going to be really sad when it's over, but it was a great experience.